This is a video response to Trev. I noticed you're asking some pretty cool questions, and I watched a video by Inspired I Am responding to some questions that you have as well. So I kind of see where you're coming from right now, and I think what your main interest is right now is how do you access all information. If you are a hologram, and if you are just one pixel and have information of yourself and of the whole bigger picture, you want to know how you can tap into that information. Can you Google it? It's like, yes. Think of everything in your external world is just a reflection of who you are inside. Your spirit, your I, the thing that makes you who you are, has access to all information. And the biggest tool you have to access it, what your search engine is your intuition. And the questions you ask is the same questions you would Google. So your Google is your intuition, and you have to ask whatever question that you would ask on Google is what you would ask your intuition to tell you. Now, intuition is something that's been suppressed for a long, long time. Roots is a good movie on slavery, and they had a really good line in that movie, which is, you got to keep the slaves dumb. Otherwise, if they knew there were slaves, they wouldn't do the work anymore. So just look at all of planet Earth. It's just one big slave planet. And who are the slave masters? And even though you want to put a label on these elite people appearing to have control over your life, they are also slaves to their reality, and they don't realize it because they're not accessing their intuition as well. If you notice, these elite people are controlling, which is a negative experience. It's a negative mindset, because you should be able to control your own life, not have your life be under control of other people. And these elites, let's face it, the only way they can experience who they are is through controlling other people. They don't know who they are by controlling their own lives and their own experiences. And the opposite is true with people that are being controlled, is you aren't controlling yourself, you need somebody else to control you. So there's both sides of this coin are playing the same game, although it appears to be opposite. It's not. It's a lack of control within self. Now, how you access true information about the whole picture is you are a love being. The only way you are alive is because the energy that comes from your heart, that heart keeps pumping. If your heart stopped pumping, no other organ would function. And what is the energy that keeps your heart pumping all the time? It's love. Even if you examine somebody's life that has a heart problem, if you have a heart medical condition, it is a lack of love. Either a lack of love for yourself, lack of love from other people, lack of love of understanding, unconditional love. There's so many different ways the body can get sick because of dysfunctional types of love that we have. The way to access perfect information is by being in a loving state. If you are in a loving state, every one of your cells, every aspect of who you are is calm, peaceful, loving, at one with the universe. Then start asking some questions. And like a Google, just ask a question into the universe, out there, and what's the first thing that pops into your head? That is your intuition. Now, sometimes it doesn't make any sense to you because it's new information. It's like if I wanted you to learn, like holodynamics for one. There's 7 books. If I only read one paragraph of all of these 7 books, would you understand it? No. So that's what's going to happen is you're going to ask a question to the universe. If you're loving and peaceful, you're going to get truthful information. It will be the first thing that pops into your head, and it will be the wildest thing. You will not make sense of it because you only have like a paragraph out of the whole picture that you want to understand. So when you get this thought that comes into your head and it seems a little wild, keep asking questions. Keep asking it towards the direction of love. When you get only part of an information and it seems really weird to you, it will generate fear. It will generate all negative emotions because it's not complete information yet. You have to keep asking questions to gain the understanding, but just constantly remain in a loving state and ask good questions. It's all about the types of questions that you ask. And the more you keep asking questions in that loving state, the more you will gain understanding. Part of the best ways of showing you how to do this, Trev, is I can do a tracking on you. What is it that you don't understand that you do want to understand? And I'll do a tracking for you if you'd like. And when you see the process work for yourself, then you'll get it. Then you'll go, aha, I get it. So I invite you, Trev, to do you want to get on Skype? Do you want to do it through video, or do you want to just ask a question? Because I can guide you down the path to asking whatever question you want. I'm not going to be the one that knows your answer, but I know how to sort of teach you how to ask questions. That's more of where I'm more of a master, is in my questions, the questions that I ask. I'm a master question person. And that has helped me do the research that I was doing, is because of the questions that I was asking. Just to even find this holodynamics and see what potential it has. This stuff has been out for over 20 years. A lot of people have seen this, but a lot of people haven't asked the right types of questions to fully understand the potential that this thing offers. I've seen everything that holodynamics explains scientifically, but what I see is like, you can't explain it because nobody else sees the same thing. It's like explaining something completely different that nobody has a comprehension to, and then it will get categorized as theory, or we put a lot of labels on ideas. And so that's where my thing was, is okay, I want to scientifically prove this, because this is definitely going on, and I'm seeing it happen over and over and over again. So it was only through me having some kind of experience that I knew what questions to ask. And then I found it. You'll find the answer to every single thing that you ever possibly want to know. Any challenge that you're dealing with can be answered through this. For me, for example, I'm following my path to solve one problem, and that problem is being solved. And yet, it was only yesterday that I thought, this ain't going to work. I've screwed up big time. And yet, I still stuck to the plan, and it worked. It worked perfectly. But I can't talk about it, because that's part of the deal, is I've made promises to people that I would no longer talk about some things if the solution that I wanted unfolded. So I'm not going to really talk about a lot of things that I really, really wish I could, but a lot of other people don't want me saying anything. But it is the wildest thing that when you follow your own personal path, while you're on that path, it may look like a mistake. But if you've done your process properly, then it's never, ever, ever going to be a mistake. And most of that is by keeping a completely open mind at all times. Never, ever, ever believe that you know everything. That's one thing that keeps you locked in. Although I knew what plan I had to do, that plan was the beginning of an action I needed to take. And because I take some action, the timeline, the events that are going to experience in the future change, which ultimately has to constantly change the plan that I'm working on. So although I have a path, that path will change its colors, it will change its scenery, and you have to blend in with those changes as long as it's on track with your life purpose. So all I can say is it works like a friggin' charm. I'll send you an email of some of the things that happened, and maybe you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. But if you want a tracking, let me know. You got any question that you want to find an answer to, let me do a tracking on you, because when you see the answer come up in your own head and not from me, then you'll understand it. Hope that helps. Peace out.